Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for your daily Cardano update. Guys, we have some very, very exciting news to share with you, or at least I find it exciting. There was a bit of disappointment coming off the back of the Cardano 360 event in regards to the rollout plan for Alonzo, which we all know is going to inevitably lead to Cardano being smart contract compatible. We're going to get into all that in this video. Of course, we're going to look at some time frames for Cardano and what the price is doing, what the kind of charts are telling us. We are, of course, having a bit of a down day today. By now, you should be used to that. What this video is really going to be about more than anything, guys, is just kind of reconfirming what you're a part of and the fact that these things don't happen overnight. There's lots of people in the crypto space, certainly that whole, Dogecoin crowd and all these kind of pump and dump coins that people get into, and they've got these expectations of becoming a millionaire in a week or so's time. And yes, there are definitely cases where that has become a reality in the crypto space. But ultimately, guys, what you are a part of is the next technological revolution. You're a part of something far, far greater than I think even I can comprehend. We don't know the full scopes of how blockchain technology is going to play a role in our lives. One thing that I do know is that it is going to have a fundamental role in the new world that we are moving towards. And a project like Cardano is really going to be at the helm of that. You've got to remember that Cardano essentially wants to be the protocol that runs governments, that runs whole financial sectors, that runs social sectors, with schooling, educational sectors. We're seeing that in Ethiopia. That is not going to happen overnight, guys. And I think there was a lot of, and we might as well just jump into it straight away. In the Cardano 360 event, essentially what they did was they gave us the Alonzo rollout plan. Now, we've spoken about Alonzo in greater detail. Once Alonzo is finished, the Goguen era will be completed, and you will then eventually have a whole Cardano kind of DeFi ecosystem built on top of Cardano. This is huge. This is going to extremely increase the demand for Cardano. I think there was a bit of buy the rumor, sell the news going on here with, when the actual kind of dates were set. People were very pessimistic. I don't know if you can see this on the screen here, but essentially we're going to start at the start of this month. So Alonzo Blue will be in June, Alonzo White will be in July, Alonzo Purple, which really is the big one, is going to be around about August, and then you'll have Alonzo Red and Black, which are going to be short test nets before we then roll out the main net. So essentially Alonzo Blue, Alonzo White, and Alonzo Purple, Alonzo Red and Alonzo Black are all test nets before we then launch the main net. And there were a lot of people that were saying, hang on, September's when we're going to have mainnet and we're going to be able to kind of build all these smart contracts. I don't think people understand that there will be dApps being built in the form of maybe oracles and stable coins along the way. And this, you couldn't just roll out a mainnet without kind of trying and testing it. I think people really need to understand that. Rome wasn't built in a day. This isn't going to happen overnight, ladies and gentlemen. And ultimately, this is exceptionally bullish. In my opinion. I mean, I'm very, very excited about this, and I think that people were expecting a lot from this, and ultimately that's never a good idea in the crypto space. Usually when you have news that's released, people have already sort of bought the rumor. When the news gets released, they'll dump on those days, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Also, that paired with kind of what Bitcoin's doing at the moment. I have expressed my beliefs in yesterday's video that I do believe we are going to recover. I think there is a lot of similarities between this dump that we had here and the dump that we saw back in March, which was actually March 2020, which was actually more severe than the one we've previously just gone through. I mean, that was about 66% back in March. The one that we've just previously seen was only around about 55%, and we've already spoken about what essentially led to the sell-off being as severe as it was. So that was a 66% sell-off. The one we've just gone through is 55%. We recovered from that one, and I do ultimately believe we are going to recover from this one. This was the Crypto Sniper that I believe posted this, but it was a retweet from someone else, and it says, many people shouting for complacency rally based on the recent breakdown. Do you think that the last 70 days of BTC price action looks like euphoria blow off top? And he's comparing it to the Wall Street cheat sheet. I think he's got a really good point here, guys. I still think that we have a lot to come for this bull run. I might post this down in the comment section so that you can go and check this out for yourself. Ultimately, this is largely, there's a lot of Bitcoin 4-year cycle theory here, and it's trying to explain to you that the bull run is indeed not over. And I do subscribe to that massively, and I think what this video I'm really trying to do, I know we're looking at a 4-hourly time frame here, and we'll zoom out a bit, is that, big things are coming in the future. This isn't going to happen overnight. You need to be patient. You need to understand what you're a part of. We make sure to emphasize that in every single video. And people get really brassed off and annoyed, certainly when we had that capitulation sort of phase that lasted, 10 plus weeks for Cardano. People getting really annoyed, calling it a stablecoin and losing interest. They sold out only to miss out on a pump that took us all the way up to new all-time highs. Around about $2.50. So, you've just got to be patient, understand what you're a part of. If you're a trader, of course, I can understand, if you've put a long position on, you've just got wrecked. But at the end of the day, guys, this for me, and we've already said that, May through to sort of St. Leger's Day, the next couple of months essentially are going to be trying months, in my opinion, because there's a saying out there in the sort of traditional financial world, sell in May and come back in St. Leger's Day, and that's because the kind of market action that you get is relatively choppy. It doesn't tend to be so great. Things tend to pick up after St. Leger's Day, and we tend to kind of resume from where we left off. That's certainly true in the traditional markets. Whether that'll be true in the crypto market is anybody's guess, but I would suggest that there are the similar actors, certainly when we talk about whales in the traditional markets that are now in the crypto space. So this was just really an update video, guys. Alonzo rollout plan has been confirmed. It's this is huge. I think people are really underestimating this, and I had a lot of people ringing me yesterday going September with a bit of disheartenment, and they were like, "Oh, we were hoping for August or perhaps sooner." If you have any kind of an interest in the success of Cardano, you do not want them to rush this phase, because let's say they cut it back a month and everyone gets their August mainnet date where we're going to be able to onboard smart contracts and everything's going to be sort of tried and tested and run fine. What happens if they then roll that out and a week later there's a bug found that, an exploit that, all the DeFi protocols lose all their liquidity and it all gets sucked up or something like that? That would be devastating to the Cardano blockchain. And right now, Cardano have a lot to prove. And if this mainnet is successful, this is not only going to make them a real competitor for Ethereum, but in a lot of ways, until they get Ethereum 2.0 rolled out, and then we can talk about which one's better. If Cardano roll out their smart contract capabilities, they will be significantly more efficient than Ethereum at being that kind of builder in the space. They really will. Their transaction times are unbelievably fast. I think it's something like a million plus transactions a second. Not only is it very energy efficient, there's a long list of reasons why Cardano, if this rollout goes successfully, will be significantly more efficient than Ethereum. And I think you're going to see the price do fantastic things. So where am I at? Well, ultimately, guys, on a kind of charting basis, we did have a head and shoulders that's actually played out, but it didn't play out in a kind of spectacular fashion, I've got to admit. Ultimately, guys, I think you're going to be in for some choppy action. I think the overall market is going to recover, but it's not going to do something like this. It's going to essentially do what it's doing. It's going to keep staircasing up with legs up till you get to around about your previous all-time high, where you may find a bit of resistance before you then break through it and this bull run gets back into full swing. Short-term price action, guys, is really irrelevant when you understand the bigger picture of blockchain technology, and that's really the main point of this video. I just thought I'd share it. I don't want to... There's so many things we could have talked about, but it was a very long Cardano 360 event. We are going to cover more of it over the coming days and get into a lot more kind of aspects of what was revealed in that 360 event. But this was really just a short video. Lots of people getting, I think, brassed off with the overall crypto space. But somebody that's been here 4 years, guys, I'll take an 11% sell-off any day of the week in comparison with, what I saw in 2018 or, March or a week ago or so. It does look like we are on that road for recovery. Yes, we are selling below our EMAs. Doesn't mean necessarily a great deal, because you could always pop above this. What you don't want to see is, us coming up, testing it, and kind of continuing to hit our head and falling lower and lower. We need to kind of break above that and continue this bull run. And ultimately, there's a lot of scared people right now, very fearful individuals, due to the fact that people are... I was watching a video yesterday, I'm not going to mention whose it was, where he was saying, look, you need to be fearful for this weekend. Weekends are traditionally a dumpy time for markets. Certainly Sunday, things go a bit low volume, and it's become a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. People understand that Sunday tends to do that. It's not always been the case, but it has been, certainly recently. And they'll actually open short positions on, sort of the morning on a Sunday to expect to get filled, essentially. So That is really all I have for you in this video, guys. Just remember what you're a part of, even regardless of what the short-term price action is. It's irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. This, for me, is just a fantastic time to accumulate. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I already dollar cost average into a number of cryptos. We're going to be talking about a lot more cryptocurrencies other than Cardano. You know, we are going to continue to do our Cardano daily updates. Cardano is our golden child, essentially, for the time being, and it has been for a while now. Reason being is because, like I say, you know, it's really that latest generation of blockchain technology, and it's proving itself. It's going from strength to strength to strength, and it's going to continue to do so. It does annoy me when people get annoyed about the September mainnet. I mean, at least they've given us a date, something like Ethereum 2.0. We've been waiting for so long for that. I'm still bullish on Ethereum. I think Ethereum has some fantastic people on board, but ultimately, right now, you know, you've never had so much competition for smart contracts. You know, platforms to build dApps and stuff on. So they really need to get a move on. At least Cardano's given us a date. They've certainly stuck to the testnet date. So I'd assume they're going to stick to the mainnet date. So it'd be very, 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 you know, I'm certainly happy with this. What you guys are is really, you know, it's your opinion. I know there was a bit of disappointment, but I don't believe you have anything to worry about, ladies and gentlemen. And ultimately, I'm very, very excited. I'm very excited for the projects that are to be built on top of Cardano. We've already spoke to you about how we're going to get involved in some of these, on some of the launch pads. Go and watch the video. It's got this in the thumbnail. And, you know, this guy's right, absolutely right. I subscribe to the Bitcoin 4-year cycle theory. We used to cover it in greater detail. If anybody wants to see a updated Bitcoin 4-year cycle theory, let me know in the comment section. I'm always happy to do that. 4-year cycle theory was really the main thing that I studied when I got into the crypto space, and it's what allowed me to essentially invest throughout the entire bear market with a level of confidence. So that's all I have for you in this video, guys. I think we still have a very bright future. Ignore the short-term price action. This, for me, is just a buying opportunity. Every time I see red, I'm like a shark, you know. Every time I see blood in the water, it's feeding time. That's all I have for you in this video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. Hopefully, you've all enjoyed the video. If you have, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment. Lots of support yesterday for the kind of first video that I'd done in 3 days. Lots of people saying welcome back. I really appreciate that, guys. You know, we are building a nice little community here, and we are going to start using social medias. It's going to allow me to roll out kind of information in a quicker basis, update you more frequently, and kind of stay more interactive with you. And in the future, I'm sure there's going to be the possibility of, you know, meetups and stuff like that. But we'll see how that plays out. One step at a time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next YouTube video.